So you're already doing better than everyone else because you've an extra $1,000 lying around after, your emergency fund and all that, and you've tuned into our channel.
That's right.
Well, in this video, we're going to be going over where you can invest that $1,000 to get a bit of return, because that's what we're all looking for. We're working towards financial freedom. $1,000, good stepping point.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.
So one of the first steps to investing is almost always to invest in yourself. But
Yeah.
One of the most recent videos we made, not the most recent, but one of the most recent, was all about investing in yourself. We did so many examples, so many different ways. So please go check out that video. That'll go into detail on that. So in this video, we're actually going to skip that, but it's always a good idea to invest in yourself.
Yeah, at this price point, that's where you'll see a lot of your return. We also have a few videos out there about paying off debt. And that's another great place to put an extra $1,000, because in the long run, if you have some high interest debt, paying that off will probably end up putting the most money back in your pocket. So yeah, investing in yourself, paying off debt, great ways to go. Because the reality is, with $1,000, you're probably not going to be able to afford like a down payment on a house. You're not going to get $1 million return kind of thing.
Especially these days.
Oh yeah. But if you get in the practice of, let's say, investing $1,000 a month, or even less than that, you invest $1,000 a month every month for the next 30 years or something. Later on down the line, after 30 years, you have over $1.4 million in the bank.
Yeah.
You go 10 more years of that, and you have almost 2.5 million, because that's just the power of compounding. The longer your money sits in there and the longer you're doing this investing, the greater your returns. And that's with a conservative 7% return.
Yeah.
You could outpace that.
I think the S&P 500 is 9 to 9.9%.
Yeah, something like that.
On average.
Yeah, so, you got some good investments, some good years, and boom, you're well past that.
Yeah.
So again, that just shows the power of investing right now and letting it sit. But this video is kind of about where you're putting that first $1,000, or do you just have $1,000 sitting around? You can still get some returns with this kind of stuff. So we're going to skip ahead to the next thing that you should be doing with your $1,000. And this is where we get into the real meat and potatoes of the video. But starting off, if you have an extra $1,000 and you're looking to invest, you can start investing in things like a mutual fund, index fund, ETF, something that does the diversifying for you. Now, this can be through something like a Roth IRA or just a personal stock brokerage account, but it's a great thing to do. And, a lot of people kind of decide what kind of investor they want to be. Do you want to see dividends, which can be a super exciting thing? I mean, even if you get paid 50 cents a month, just coming in.
Exciting.
Oh, you
little
see,
paychecks.
like, oh, that's just free money right there. And if you get that reinvested later on down the line, it becomes 51 cents, and then 52 cents, then 55 cents, is the power of compounding and everything. But if you don't care about that, you're just kind of like, I don't really know what kind of investor I want to be. I don't want to get started, though. Just choose a fund that kind of has to do with a subject matter that you're interested in, because you're more likely to follow it.
That, and or just something that does like a total market. It encompasses the entire market, so you're getting exposure to a little bit of everything. You can honestly invest it and then forget about it. It'll do its thing.
Yeah.
That's one of the best ways to invest, is not to pick individual stocks, because you're going to have to focus on them. But also to pick something that diversifies you without you having to do the work and research of each individual stock to diversify yourself.
Yeah. I feel like if you're early off in your investing story, you've probably heard this term, S&P 500. That's an example. It diversifies it for you. You're getting 500 of the biggest companies out there. So that way, if one company fails, you don't have to worry like, oh, now I don't have any money. My $1,000 is now worth pennies. No, you're diversified. It's taken care of for you.
So the next thing we're going to say that you would probably start looking into is to invest in a business.
Yeah.
A lot of people might say investing in a business is kind of investing in yourself, because you're betting on yourself and hoping like, hey, I'm going to take this to the next level.
Yeah.
Which it can be, but I think it's more putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit different. And when we say business, most people think big businesses, think about running a corporation or anything like that. It doesn't have to be that big. No. You don't even have to buy a business.
Yeah, this could be a side hustle.
Yeah, exactly. It could be a side hustle that you're putting a little bit of extra money into, because maybe you already started it, or you've been really wanting to start it, and now you're really, buying the website, you're buying some of the product, depending on what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you're really putting your money where your mouth is. So you're like, all right, now that I've put money into this idea, this soon-to-be business, then I'm really going to put my attention to it. I'm going to put my time, my effort, and I'm going to make this work.
Exactly.
So that's where, when you put your money towards it, typically you're going to be more motivated to keep that money or make more money. So that's why we put this in there, because if you can do that and you can grow that side hustle, a lot of people are actually able to turn that side hustle into their main hustle.
Yeah.
They don't need the 9 to 5. Many examples out there.
Sure.
But this is still a long, slow grind.
Yeah, guys, you'll see a lot of millionaires are made through being an entrepreneur. And that's kind of along with this whole thought of investing in yourself, investing in your business. Maybe it starts off as a side hustle and becomes that big corporation. You don't know. But again, just kind of, betting on yourself in that way is a great way to, make money, and you'll learn a lot starting a business. I mean, we started a little business back at the end of college and everything. Learned a lot for sure.
And cost us way less than $1,000.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and made some money off of it.
made a good amount.
Made some deals around, you know, excellent experience, really. So obviously there are some things we learned that maybe we do a little different, but hey, that's kind of comes with the territory.
And it doesn't, again, have to be a big business. If you like reading books or you like books, you could read a book and you're like, I don't really have the place to store it, and you could sell the book. And that, like, just taking in free books or getting people that are getting rid of books, keep going and collecting on Facebook Marketplace, all that. You can get books for like a penny.
Yeah.
All these
sounds like some Gary Vee stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and you can sell them if that's your thing. We were into like working with our hands, so we did woodworking.
Yeah.
And we just bought the raw material and we made into different products. And we sold those products at markets, to friends, so many different ways.
Yeah.
We made a little bit of money. So it's whatever you're into, you can turn that into a side hustle. Yeah.
Yeah. So awesome experience. But moving on from that, let's say you want to just put your money somewhere where you're not going to be losing as much due to inflation and everything. You can start off with something like a high interest savings account now. A lot of them aren't going to pay you that much, but they do get up there to like 5, almost 6% sometimes.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah, and so you may be still getting slightly outpaced by inflation on certain accounts and everything, but again, you're losing to a lesser extent.
Right.
So this is less so of an investment, as more so as just, you know, putting your money somewhere that's a little bit more secure. A little bit more on the investment side is something like a certificate of deposit or CD. You know, you give them your money for a certain period of time. The longer you let them keep it, the higher return you get, of course. And there's also things like government bonds. You know, you hear that. You may be a little bored with that kind of subject matter, but it is a safe investment and everything.
Safe and boring typically lead to less reward.
Yeah.
Less risk, less reward. That's when it comes to more
Yeah.
making sure you don't lose as much versus making sure you make a lot.
Yeah, this kind of area of just having a place for your money to kind of sit or hold it is more so government backed and everything. So your returns typically aren't as high as opposed to like on the free stock market and everything.
Right.
You know, it's a bit safer. You do get, you know, a little bit of return there, but again, maybe not what you're looking for because you're like, no, I'm here to make some money.
Right.
So again, back to the stock market and business, tremendous upside right there, but it's riskier.
So another idea to get into investing, especially with that $1,000, you want to buy real estate because you've heard so many great things about real estate.
Yeah.
But you, like Taylor said, you can't really buy a house with $1,000 typically.
Yeah.
There are ways around that. Many people do, but in the general scheme of things, it's not super common. So the way to get into it is going to be through something called like Fundrise. You can go in this app, and I think I have it put aside $10 a month, something extremely small. You don't have to have a lot of money, and you can get started. You can do as much as you want, but you can get it started as small as $10 or $5, and you get invested in real estate. And it's pretty cool because it actually shows you what properties you own through your app, which is really neat. And it'll notify you, hey, we just invested in a new fund. So you can get in started that way, and you can see the returns, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
There's 100,000, million, trillion, billion ways to invest. Every which way to make money. More and more new ones coming out every day. You could do a Gary Vee style and go just repurpose stuff, find it in garage sales and sell it on Facebook and
estate
eBay.
sale? Oh, that's me all day.
Yeah. You could do it like so many different ways to make money. This is just a quick couple without the typical how to invest in yourself because we've already made those videos, without the typical pay off debt because we've already made those videos. This is just a couple of other ideas to get your gears turning, to figure out what is in line with you and what you're looking for right now. High risk, high reward, low risk, low reward, which we've also made detailed videos on those type of investments as well. This is just get those gears turning.
Yeah.
So this is definitely not, by no means, financial advice or recommendations. This is just information, educational purposes, that what we're learning right now. If we had $1,000 in our pocket right now, what would we do with it for investment? That's kind of what we're looking at. So we wanted to give that information to you guys. So as always, please like, subscribe, send to a friend, especially if you're trying to get started, just like we did. Trying to get started, you want to have that accountability partner. So send it to a friend that helps you out, keeps you guys on the same page, and then keep working together and let us know that, hey, we found this not partnership, but we found this accountability together and we're growing together. It'd be awesome to hear. And we'd love to see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, so we appreciate you guys tuning in this week. Be sure to keep an eye out for our next video, and we'll see you guys next time.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.